So yeah, welcome to the second NSLondon event of the year, hence 2. We're not in February. How's everyone doing with the heat? Hot outside, yeah, especially with the beaters. It's tricky, man. So I just want to start saying thank you to Cover for hosting the event. Big shout out to Rob for being our contact. Any kind of like stuff that you might need, like toilets, the fire exit, all by the lifts. So just run that way. Don't go that way. Please don't go. With Cover, they do a lot of like production SwiftUI. So is SwiftUI production ready? Yeah. And yeah, so it's used by a lot of 25-year-olds. 1 in 5, something like that, right? That's like big statistic. And they've got a lot of swag, kind of t-shirts, stuff like that by the pizzas. So please grab something, take home with you. Speaking of venues, Apple Brompton Roads. Hands up if you've been. I haven't been. Oh wow, I thought like loads of you guys would have gone. Okay. Well anyway, we've got one more Apple store in London, which is like phenomenal, very rare event. They've got 12 towering Sicilian ficus trees. So if you take anything away today, just remember the trees. Speaking of trees, did you get your seeds? But if none of you went, then whatever. First time I've ever seen this. Like, kind of very like well done, like Apple branded, like, little Easter eggs in there. And just, some great stuff. So anyway, that's pretty much me for this little bit. I'm going to pass you over to Tristram, who's just going to talk you just a bit through what's new with iOS 16 and just stuff like that.
Hello. Can you hear me at the back? Cool. Okay. So today we're going to talk about iOS 16. It's not long now until it comes out. So my company's done a lot of research into kind of new features to sell our clients, and a lot of the feedback we've had from our clients is kind of a couple of key features that people are excited about from a developer perspective. Lock screen customization of widgets. These are a really cool way. I know some people on their phone already here have iOS 16. Really cool way of accessorizing your phone to have different themes, different data at different points in your day. If you're doing a workout or you're at work mode and you're getting distractions. So custom widgets and theming when combined with focus modes, so really cool. Also live activities. I'm sure all of you in this room constantly get bombarded with text messages from people, different message streams where it's the same push notification again and again and again. Your badge count's going up and up and up. Don't deliver bits in the thousands. So the idea of live activities is brilliant, that you can just have a small widget on the screen that's there for a short amount of time. Say when you're actually watching a baseball game, football game, or something else like that. Also many of many apps require age verification. Including Uber Eats as an example. This is a really nice feature because normally when you have to show your ID to get into a venue, you actually need to show your address, your date of birth, your name, lots of sort of sensitive information you don't really want to do. So having this, certainly for the industry I work in, takes a lot of the legwork out of actually verifying user age they need to be. Also another feature clients are excited about is FIDO Alliance. So Apple have teamed up with Google and some other companies to kind of try and eliminate the password. So by doing that, the idea is your biometrics on your device hold passkeys. Those passkeys allow you to gain access to the site. No more writing notes on a piece of paper saying what the password is. Finally, farewell to lots of old devices. So surprisingly, iOS 15 is still supporting 6S, but that's going bye-bye, along with the 7, iPod Touch, various iPads, Douglas's phone, iPhone SE, still hanging in there. So they'll finally need to upgrade. Also, big boon for us iOS developers, as we no longer need to support 4-inch devices. So all these size constraints and everything else on the screen. Apple have heard you, Douglas, they're going to get rid of it. Also human interface guidelines. Apple have always had guidelines they're trying to build for apps too, but they've given them a major refresh to be more modern, easier to check out. So we've got a link for that if anyone else needs it. And earlier in the week, Apple brought out iOS Beta 5. So I can't believe there's been 5 betas already. One of the many exciting changes they brought out, the biggest being battery percentage. I know Apple got rid of that, so round of applause for that. So, also, a lot of Apple's features are now around undoing messages you send. So I'm not really sure what's going on at Apple HQ. But yeah, you can undo messages that you've already sent, you can edit them. For some reason that's limited to 5 times, but that's a thing. And also live activities. Interestingly, Apple touted this as a huge feature. I've just talked about it, the live activities. It's actually delayed at the moment, so we don't really expect this to land until 16.1 later in the year. Now, looking at historical dates, iOS 13 came out September 19, 2019. September 9, 2020 was iOS 14. I got all the other dates, but it's looking like Monday the 19th of September for iOS 16. So if you're testing your apps, that's the date you should aim for, really. And then one interesting feature we've had, I don't know how many of you here use Bitcode, perhaps not intentionally. It's got it turned on in your Xcode settings. Bitcode is really interesting. Apple introduced it way back in 2015 as a way of optimizing their apps for different devices like the Apple Watch, the Apple TV. But they're now removing this, but it does lead to some interesting issues. So one of our apps, VOTV, Live Productions, we've had our customers get so frustrated with the crashes they're seeing, they've sent us the crash logs. Here's one of the crash logs. And interestingly, it's not the app crash, not the app crashing, it's actually the binary framework itself. And this is because it's a mismatch. So if your Xcode settings say Bitcode equals true, which it will be by default, and Fastlane said it's turned on, your app's going to explode in production. So Apple has said with the new release of Xcode 14, you should turn it off completely. So just an FYI, if you don't want your app exploding in production, especially on iOS 14, probably turn it off. Okay, and then just a short segment on hardware rumors. So last year's iPhone 13 came with 120 Hz display, which was the first for an iPhone. It's widely rumored they'll get an always-on display. I expect they'll use the same technology they have with Apple Watch to achieve this. So with Apple Watch, they turn down the Hertz rate, so it's in the single digits, so they can keep that battery life. So I expect that will come. Also, hardware rumors. So there's many rumors floating around, and there have been since 2018, but some big rumors around the Apple Watch. So first rumor is Apple's answers to G-Shock Watch. We've had one of those going on. To be a more rugged watch, all-day battery, and then the next day, more rugged finish. That seems inevitable. But also the new Apple Watch Series 8, it has been rumoured for a long time that it will have blood glucose monitoring. So for a lot of people, they need to take daily tests, which are quite invasive, to actually see if they're diabetic or not, and take their measurements. Apple hope to solve this, and this is actually from 2018. This is a screenshot of the patent for it. So it is in the works. Will it land this year? We don't know. This has been rumoured for a long time, along with temperature monitoring, blood alcohol monitoring, useful for later. So they've been working on this for a long time. So I expect some of these sensors will come out. Whether or not that will lead to a default widget on your home screen, you don't know. But they're definitely the next Apple Watch. Hopefully, will have new sensors built into it. Okay, that's my brief segment on updates, Apple stuff, and I'll hand the ball to